What's going on, everyone? Welcome back on Blockgems. Today, I want to discuss open editions on Nifty Gateway. And if you guys have been following this channel for a while, you might recall, you might know already that this is a topic that is particularly close to my heart. And this is because if you, like me, are in the NFT space, not exclusively, but also to turn a profit, to have some speculation opportunities, you might be interested in understanding if it is just a matter of jumping into the average open edition or buying what is the most accessible NFT, waiting a little bit just to turn a profit, if it is that easy. And we've been discussing earlier in the month that it is not that easy. It doesn't work that way, or at least that's my personal conclusion. And I wanted to come back on this topic. First of all, because I have updated my conclusion, I have updated my analysis, and also because I think that there are some important news or some other important conclusions that I would like to disclose to you. And if you are watching this video without knowledge of what I've talked about in the past about this specific topic, please go ahead and watch the previous videos that I made about this specific theme in the past, and I link them in the cards above. This is not absolutely essential, but I think it would be very much beneficial for you to understand. But just as a summary of the previous episodes, what I did here was I tracked the performances in terms of return on investment of a broad basket a broad basket of open editions. And this broad basket contained open editions coming from one specific week, where that week is the week between March the 14th, Sunday, March the 14th, to the 22nd. So Sunday to Sunday, both Sundays are included, so it's actually 8 days. And what I wanted to see is how the average open edition performs. What I wanted to check is which kind of returns would I get if I am the average collector that just buys any at random in this basket and is hoping to turn a profit. Now, how did I do that? I just looked at the original listing, so what the price was on the primary market, and I recorded these last sold, or I kept track, or I went and checked the last price, the last transaction price at different point in times to see if there was a nominal return and B, a net return. Why I'm talking about nominal and net? Because the nominal returns is basically just looking at if this last transaction price is higher than the listing price. But this is not the equivalent to the net return, because every time you sell something on Nifty Gateway on the secondary market, you need to hand the 10% of that to the artist as an artist fee, and 5% of the total also goes in terms of service fee and credit card fee to the platform and the credit card service. So let's go ahead and discuss the numbers. Just as a reminder, this was the first drop that I included. This is the final drop that I included, the last one. However, I cannot disclose the data that I used to perform this analysis because this would be against the terms of service of Nifty Gateway. I can just tell you what are my conclusions in monetary terms, in numeric terms, but I cannot tell you how I got to the conclusion and which data I used. So, however, my conclusions are the following. What we have looked at in the past, also in the previous videos, is that if we were to flip the average open edition the day after, so on March the 23rd, so the day after the last drop that I included in the analysis, you were looking at a return that was slightly above 3%, so say 3.5%, 3.4%. Just by looking at the average open edition in that basket, the basket that I used. Wait 1 week and you see the returns going down dramatically. Wait even more time, so this is the latest analysis that it was today, and you're looking at your capital being destroyed in the neighborhood of 33%, 32%. This is a dropping stone, right? This is not something that you would like to be in right now. So draw your own conclusions, and also look at the change of horizon that we are seeing. This was more trying to flip an edition immediately. This was more about 1 week down the line. Here we are really changing horizon. We are looking at almost a month in terms of waiting time for people that want to flip and want to turn a profit out of an open edition. This is the kind of returns you can expect, or at least this is the conclusion of my analysis. Do your own research, do your own homework, but this was the conclusion of my analysis. Now, I don't want to stop here. I want to tell you guys that also at the more aggregate level, we are seeing some bubble burst. At least this is my opinion. Why? Because if we look at the kind of volume, the kind of sales that we have seen in the past months, it looked like up until March, it looked like this was like the sky was the limit, right? And that Nifty Gateway was taking the lion's share of this market, and that the increases in volume and in sales were absolutely dramatic, and it kept on going on at a breakneck speed. It literally seemed as if there was no top. Now let's look at April. Of course, this is partial data. Of course, we do not know what will happen in the future, in the next 20 days, say, that will define the performances of the month of April for each platform listed here. We do not know that yet. But as a partial piece of information, we see that after we are 10 days in, 11 days in, we do not see a performance that is equivalent to this, not even close, right? Or a third to this. And this tells us a lot, in my opinion, that maybe the bubble has burst. Maybe some people are starting to realize that it is not that as easy as it seemed to just come in, buy something, and sell it later for more. Am I the only one thinking that? Well, I will let you judge, because recently the CEO of Nifty Gateway has released an interview that I found particularly interesting, and I posted here for you guys. I will also post the link in the description so you can see for yourself. So here the question is, are we in an NFT bubble? I know that this on your screen might be a very fine print, but this was a time mark in the video. So this is the answer.
I mean, honestly, my take is that whenever you have something that's going from this activity is not done at all, like buying NFTs, to like this is a widespread activity, it's not going to be a smooth ride up. And like there's going to be pockets of irrational exuberance along the way. My personal heuristic for like, is this in a bubble? I try and look at the number of buyers who basically like would have to sell whatever they're buying at the end of the month in order to pay their bills. Like I do think sort of like people expecting short-term price appreciation can really lead to sort of like irrational exuberance and bubbles. And frankly, like I am seeing a little bit more of that on Nifty Gateway than I was a few months ago. But
all right, you can look at the entire thing. I don't want to just extrapolate one sentence, but this is what I also wanted to point you guys toward, at least to whet your appetite and watch the entire interview. And please do that in order to come to your own conclusions. I also want to say one thing. I'm typically a perma bull when it comes to NFTs, and I still am. I believe that the best is yet to come in this space, but I also believe that there are some categories of assets that are becoming more and more heated, more and more risky right now. And I think that art especially in the editions space, is one of this category. I'm not saying that everything in that space is bad, but I'm saying that it is becoming very, very risky to just bet your chips on the average edition. And it's becoming more and more difficult to pick something that will stand the test of time in the future, and that will prove to be a reasonable investment or an actual valuable collectible that again will age well. And this is also why I've been covering other types of assets on this channel. I've been covering the sandbox a lot. I've been covering now the central end, and I plan on covering other types of assets, specifically because I believe that they are more sensible. There are more sensible returns to be done, or at the very least, they're not so risky because they're not so heated. With that, guys, please do your own research. Don't take my word for it, or don't jump at any conclusion just because of this video, but use the data that I listed in the description below. Take a look and come to your own conclusions. With that, guys, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you think that this kind of research helps you to make your own investments, helps you to become more educated in the space. It really helps me a lot. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.